Hey traders, Shane from GMT Futures and FX. In this video I want to take you through our fixed target VM or a VM fixed target. So one of the indicators that we use is our VM indicator, and you can see it. I've loaded up on the chart down here. I've got the VM indicator loaded. I've got our default settings of 217 and 0.1. That's our setting. So what this is basically doing, as you know from the previous videos, it's tracking the volatility in these markets that we're trading. On this particular example, I'm showing you on the Euro USD 122 tick bar. There'll be other examples on futures, etc. So what I want to do today is have a look at this fixed target. So when we get into a trade setup, now we've got a trade setup on our trend. Price breaks through that support line. We get our white candle print. That's an entry for a short on the trend any day of the week. So once we get into that setup, we're looking for what is our VM value. So our VM value is 20. So what it's telling us that if we use that as a possible target, we're going for 20 ticks, because this VM is using volatility to measure where our target potentially should be. So if we have it as a fixed target, then it's going to grab that number and add that to our target. So you can see there, we get into the short, it hits target nicely, 20 pips away. So in our strategy, let's go into our strategy for the fixed VM. If we go into, now version 6 is for our currencies, and if we scroll down here, nice and simple, VM targets, it's nicely laid out. The tick, you're using the exit on tick setting, so just think of tick as and then pip, obviously, for the Forex, but we're using ticks for this version, and you select one there to turn that option on. You have to have the VM target turned on, otherwise you're not going to get a trade, so as a VM target exit. So you need to have that as a 1. We're using the fixed value here, so that's selected as well, and then we've got our VM ratio. So 1 is selecting the ratio of that value there. Now if I change that and say, well, look, I'm happy to get half of the target that the VM indicator prints. Let's see what happens when I do that to 0.5, and you'll see that's where our initial full target value was, and then it just chops us out for half the target. But then if we go back in here, we can also do this. We can go back into the strategy, and we can scroll down and change that to 2. Remember the reward to risk 2 to 1. We want to make sure that we maintain that as traders. So if we've got a stop value of 30 points, or say 20 points, we might decide, well, I want 40 pips on this trade. If I'm going to be risking 20, I want at least 40, and that'll double that value. So you could set that as 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, whatever value you want, but that's basically going to get you out on the value you select as a ratio. So thanks for joining us for that training recap. I'm going to take you through the dynamic VM target next, so we'll jump into that in our next video. Thanks for your time and have a fantastic day. Cheers.